From mariachi to choir, from band to orchestra, every kid deserves a gift. And why not make it one of these? Check out this edition of Alamo Music's Buyer Guide. Hi everybody, my name is Andrew King and we are here at Alamo Music. Don't forget to check us out at alamomusic.com where I have all of these items available. Today we're going to be looking at our holiday buyer's guide for band, orchestra, and all the things that you need for school and above. There's tons of different items to look for and tons of things that your kid might need or you need and maybe just need a little help looking for them. This video here is going to be basically a guide to get what you need, what they want, what you would like, or anything above that too. So, starting out, I would like to say the best thing to get is definitely the easy necessities. We're talking stuff like reeds, polishing cloths, we're looking at like care kits, all that kind of thing. And one of the best ones to get, especially for your budding woodwind player, is those reeds. There's tons of different brands, but some of my favorite are going to be like the Rico Orange Box reeds. Those are fantastic. You can also go for Van Doren, the Daddario Reserves are also a very fantastic brand as well. So any of those work out really well. If you're trying to get something that's going to be a lot more quality as well too, I would definitely look into something more along like the Van Dorens or the Daddario Reserves. But if you're trying to do this on a budget or maybe just needs like a small stocking stuffer, the reeds are fantastic as far as the Rico Orange Box or the Rico Royals. The costs are not very high, and you can get a bunch of them for a decent price. Next up would have to be something like a polishing cloth. You can get a bunch of different ones, but all these instruments are going to be made of different materials, so you want to make sure that you're getting the right one. One of the best ones you can get is definitely maybe something with a more like a microfiber cloth. That's usually a good idea, but you can actually get some that have a treatment on them. Say for instance, through Alamo Music, we have our own brand as far as these go. The Alamo Music polishing cloths for silver are fantastic. They work with a polishing agent. So say if you have any kind of tarnish on the silver or any kind of, smudges, thumbprints, all that fun stuff. This is definitely helpful for getting that. If you're playing on a wooden instrument, then you would get one with like more of like a wax treatment. We definitely have a bunch of that kind of stuff that you can look at. So say if you're like a violin player, our guitar supplies are actually really good for that kind of material. So if you need something like that, I do recommend anything from the Taylor line as far as care or even some of the Gibson stuff as well. It's all fantastic. As far as anything else goes, I will say that if you're looking for a polishing cloth, but you also want to get some other stuff that maybe kind of goes like an all-around gift as far as care supplies, they make kits for this kind of thing. For example, this is the Yamaha trumpet maintenance kit. It comes with everything the kid's gonna need as far as like a future budding trumpet player or just refreshing supplies to go forward. Great as a stocking stuffer. It'll usually come with things like valve oil, slide grease if you're a trombone player, or have your slide oils. A tuba player will get stuff like the bio oils and stuff like that too. I also very much recommend if you're a woodwind player, making sure that it'll have something like cork grease, maybe even like mouthpiece brushes, all that kind of stuff that you use through the year, and swabs for sure. Anything that you kind of use a lot of and you need to refresh on, this is the perfect time of year to do that. Easy, stocking stuffer, if you need it, all ready to go. Next up is going to be stuff that's not going to be as, refreshy, but just easy gifts that would help out. It's always a good idea to have extra things like mouthpieces. So say if you're a trumpet player or a saxophone player, you can get the kid or yourself one of these. Basically, this is a all-in-one kit with a mouthpiece, ligature, and the cap for it. So say if something were to happen where you need to get something extra, or you lost a part of it, it was always a good idea to have a set of extra in the case, and at basically 40 bucks, this is not a bad deal from APM. As far as getting mouthpieces go, there's always different sizes that maybe your budding trumpet player or trombone player hasn't played on yet. Usually, like trombone players or low brass players, you're always going to be starting out on like the 6.5 AL, or maybe if you're a trumpet player, usually starting on the 5C, 7C. But maybe if you want something with a shallower cup, or want to like have them experience, easy playing and higher and everything, having different tools in their kit will help them play different styles, such as more jazz related stuff or more classical related stuff. Having different mouthpieces just gives them more avenues to explore music and their instrument in that general. So those are always a good idea. Generally, mouthpieces are going to range from around $60 up, but you can get them for pretty cheap through our website using our discount codes as well. Next up is going to be more of a practice tool. So this goes for anybody. These are going to be things like metronomes, tuners, but one of my favorite ones is going to be from Korg, which is the TM60C, which is their combo kit. Basically, what this is going to come with is a metronome and tuner, so this works for anybody. It's made from one of the better companies that make these, and it comes with a contact mic. A lot of schools do require this in the first place, but sometimes if you're just going to be practicing at home and you don't have really access to, say, like a computer or internet at the time, and you're more in like the practice room where Wi-Fi doesn't reach, having these is actually really useful. You can plug it in, put it onto your saxophone, put it on your violin, your guitar, whatever you're playing at the time, or even if you're singing, you can use this. It's able to use a metronome to help you keep time, and the tuner and everything is going to keep you in pitch. So having these is just a really good tool to have at all times, even when you're playing in rehearsal. With the contact mic, you can be playing in band class or violin or orchestra class in that sense, and that would be working just for your instrument. So you wouldn't have to measure against everyone else, or extra sounds would have to get in the way. Other brands are going to be like Snark, Taylor, D'Addario. All of them are going to make these kind of gear as well. I just like this one a lot. It's not too expensive. It's about 50 bucks, but it's going to be everything you need with the contact mic. Korg makes a fantastic product, and people have been using these for years. The other kind of things you can get are kind of more along the lines of not super necessary, but just fun in general and helpful. One of my personal favorites is going to be just a stand for the instrument. Say if you're a saxophone player, you're always in band class, or you're a trumpet player, you need to hold on to the instrument, you can get a stand that you can put on the floor and just have next to you. It's great to have. I find that if you just keep an instrument on the stand in your bedroom, that actually helps motivate you to practice, because then you can see it. You're not hiding in the corner in your case, and it makes sure that you're, using the instrument that you bought already. So having a stand that works and is good, always a good idea. So I more than recommend the brand Hercules. Hercules brand stands are fantastic. They make them for all instruments, from violin, guitar for wall hangers. They also make them for saxophones, flutes, clarinets, French horns even. And they even have double stands, so if you need to look for other instruments, I personally use the Hercules stand for my alto and my tenor saxophone, and they have adjustable heights, so you can just use the same one for both if you're playing both. These are fantastic gear, really useful for anybody looking for something. It's not super inexpensive. You're probably going to be spending 60 bucks plus, but they're really useful, and it's always good to have them close, especially if you're wanting to get serious about it and want to gig out. Having a stand is better than putting it back in the case and rebuilding it, or just keeping it on the floor, which always leads to accidents. The next thing is going to be some more silly stuff, but really good stocking stuffers. I personally find it really fun to get something like this. This is just a normal conducting baton. I like them. I got one when I was in college, and they're fantastic, but this one's made by Mollard, and it's it's a very good kind of middle of the road for any kind of musician, and it's really just a fun memory to have. Plus, if you're going to become like a drum major, or you're going to be a band director, you're going to need one anyway, so it might as well be a good time to get one. The other kind of stuff that I recommend looking into is going to be stuff more along the lines like, I like these recorders. Yamaha makes a great series of recorders that are fantastic that you can get. They're cute. And if you're going to be a woodwind player, these actually use the same fingering systems that you're already used to, and this can also be a really cool practice instrument if someone says you were like a brass player or an orchestra player, and you want to learn how to play those instruments but don't really have the time or money to get into those. This is fantastic. It's super light, super easy, and it's like 10 bucks. Easy to get, easy to play, and it's super fun to learn, and you can play all kinds of stuff on it. So as far as that goes, there's also other obvious things. Getting a new case for an instrument is always a fun time. I always recommend brands like ProTech and Gator. They make tons of stuff for tons of different instruments, and I highly recommend looking into them. I'm hugely into the Travel Light series. Those are fantastic as well. If you were to look into anything else, maybe stickers for the case. I mean, getting stickers and stuff like that from websites like Redbubble and Etsy and everything are also really cute to get, and it just adds kind of personality to what you have. But as far as anything else goes, if you have any questions or any kind of other stocking stuff or ideas, I would love to hear it. There's a bunch of different gear and instruments that you can look for too at our website at alamomusic.com. Please don't forget to like the video. Let me know exactly what you want to see next, and I will make that happen. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.